started. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. No, Joda, I don't like dogs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, grade fours. How are you guys? I hope you guys are well. Okay, I've greeted most of you on the charts. So yeah, and we have a birthday today. So I've already sang to Zoe. Zoe is turning 10, I think. Yeah, Zoe is turning 10. So my name is Mema Luleke, and then I take you guys through for grade 4 maths. Yes, and then you are so early today. I'm so proud of you. Okay, from Kalem, all right. You are nice and early, which is good. Okay, Joda. Okay, I'll talk to you privately. It's fine. I'm scared of dogs, by the way. Okay, Joda is asking me if I love dogs. I'm scared of them. They haven't bitten me yet, but I'm just scared. All right, so just going through some class rules. You are not allowed to switch on your videos, guys. For your own safety, you're not allowed to switch on your videos. And then if you have a pressing question, you can just drop me your question by the chat, and then I will answer you as we move along with the lesson. So just type the question. I see someone have a question, Siseko. Just type the question for me, and then I will read it. Okay, I first read them silently, by the way, just in case it's for my eyes and yours to see. And then, okay, all right. So we are done with length, guys. We have been doing length this whole time. So we are done with length. And Jora also told me that she's very excited for this topic. She's like, ma'am, I can't wait for us to start this topic. I don't know why, but yeah, she says she can't wait. I don't know how many more people are excited with this topic, 3D shape. Okay, so the homework was looking for something that is a 3D shape. Thank you, Taryn, for reminding us. So funny part, with the grade 5s, we also started with 3D shapes. So as we are moving along, you can tell me what you got. Okay, I love shapes. Okay, so you can tell me what you got, and then so you can say, ma'am, I have, for example, a ball, and then you give me the mathematical term. So you can say, ma'am, I have a ball, and I think a ball is called a sphere. And then I'll be like, no, my dear, it's not correct. So it's maybe you say, I think a ball is called a circle, and then I'll say, no, it's not called a circle, it's called a sphere. So you can tell me, and then I'll be going through the charts as I'm also teaching. Okay, I see there are hands that are raised, but I don't know. Okay, drop me a message, and then I see if maybe something serious. Okay, if you're not here yesterday, it's fine. We are done. No wonder. Okay, let me not laugh. Okay, if you're not here yesterday, it's okay. Our lessons are uploaded on YouTube, guys. So if you're not here yesterday, it's not a train smash. You can go to YouTube and watch. The lessons. And then today we are starting on 3D shapes. So don't feel lost, because this is the first time we're actually doing 3D shapes. And then by the end of the lesson, you guys will know what does 3D mean. You're also going to know the different types of 3D shapes. You will also know the names of 3D shapes. You're also going to know the names of 3D objects. And then I said yesterday, you guys should sit with 3D shapes or 3D objects, or with 3D objects. And then I see here that someone said, okay, ma'am, I won't say who, say that I have a bread bin, and a bread bin is a cube. Okay, so a bread bin is not a cube. It's a rectangular prism, or okay, maybe I don't know the shape of the bread bin, but I think they make them the same. So not even a rectangular prism. It will be half cylinder if there's such a thing. Okay, then someone says, ma'am, I have a bowl. Okay, so a bowl will be okay, I don't know the shape of the bowl anyway. Is it a round one? Is it a round one, or is it those square ones that you get? No, it's okay, Ramo. Don't stress. Okay. All right. So you guys, okay, someone says I have a ball. Okay, Siseko, okay, you can talk to me. It's private. it's private, so I'm the only one who can see. We can, because people are chatting, but you can send me the message and then no one else is going to see. So you can send me a message, Siseko, it's going to be private. Okay, so let's continue with the lesson and then I will see what you guys say. So in term 1, you actually did 2D shapes. Maybe if your school or your teacher did 3D shapes, it's fine. But then the annual teaching plan tells us that in term 1, we have to teach you 2D shapes. And then in term 2, we teach you 3D shapes. So in the first term, you learned about 2D shapes. And then we say that 2D shapes, 2D shapes are flat and they have only 2 dimensions, which is length and width. They have only 2 dimensions, which is length and width. And then an object that has length, width, and height. So now it has 3 dimensions. Remember on 2D shape, I said it has a 2D has only length and width, and then it's flat, and we can draw them. We cannot touch 2D shapes. We cannot touch 2D shapes. And then the 3D shapes, a 3D shape has length, it has width, and it has height. So that is how we differentiate between a 2D shape and a 3D shape. That is how we differentiate between them. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Joda. All right. Siseko, I'm still waiting for that message, ne? All right. And then here are 2D and 3D shapes. So this is just to distinguish, because you guys are in grade 4, with grade 5s, we don't distinguish between 2D and 3D shapes. I expect you to know them. But now you are in grade 4, and then here are the shapes. We have both 3D and 2D shapes. And then I would like you guys to distinguish. So who is going to be our first person to answer? So you tell me A, B, and F, and J and K are 2D shapes, and then Z, Y, and M are 3D shapes, right? Okay, there were people whose hands were raised before. Let me just unmute Siseko. Okay, Siseko, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I can only talk to you privately.
Okay, all right. Then you have to then send me a message, because if I unmute you, then everyone is going to listen. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Pulusho, I'm going to unmute you because your name is is next. Pulusho, you are unmuted. How are you?
Fine. Thanks, and you?
I'm also fine, Pulusho. Okay, so which ones are 2D shapes? Let's start with 2D shapes. Which ones? You can just tell me the letters. You can say the letters.
C and E and B.
Okay, so B, C, and E. Okay, they are 2D shapes. Can you identify them? Are you able to identify these ones, these 2D shapes? What is B? What is the name of B?
Circle.
It's a circle, well done. And what is the name of C?
Rectangle.
And what is the name of E?
Triangle.
Triangle, yes. So then our 3D shapes will then be which ones?
The pyramid.
Okay, you can give us the letters, it's fine.
A, D, F.
A, D, and F. Okay, thank you so much, Pulusho, for answering. You are right. Okay, I'm going to mute Pulusho and lower the hand. All right. So, as Pulusho have said, Pulusho has really given us the correct answer. So the 2D shapes, as he said, it's B, C, and E, and he also gave us the names. So he said B is a circle, C is a rectangle, and E is a triangle. And then he also gave us the 3D shapes, which is A, D, and F. For now, we are not naming them. So as you can just identify, as long as you're able to identify, that's the first point that I want you to master. Okay, then now let's look. Now that we have identified between 2D shapes and 3D shapes, now our topic is 3D shapes, all right? So I'm not going to dwell more on 2D shapes. Okay, thank you, Joda, for answering. Okay, you identified them. You say 3D is A, D, and F, and then 2D is B, C, E. Thank you so much. And then Unati is fine, my dear. You didn't miss much. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's not a train smash. It didn't miss much. All right. And then, so what is a 3D shape? So we say a 3D shape is an object, or a 3D object is a solid object that has 3 dimensions. Okay, what I like about solid is because you guys are doing natural science, right? And then now we are doing, actually, because I also teach natural science, we are doing matter and materials. And then when we talk about materials, we also talk about solids. So those solids that we talk about, you see, they are coming here in maths. So you see, you don't just learn for natural science. Whatever that you learn, you also apply it to other subjects. So a 3D object is a solid object, meaning that you can touch it. A solid object that has 3 dimensions, that is length, width, and height. And then solid objects are objects that you can see around you. And then I just gave a few examples. Someone already said a bowl, someone said a bread bin, a stove that is a solid, books and tables, your pen, your ruler, that is, those are solid objects. And then a flat surface of a solid is called a face of the solid. A flat surface of a solid is called the face of the solid. So not only flat, flat and curved also. So a flat and curved surface, because not all surfaces are flat, that we're going to see. Okay. Okay. Yes, Tarin, thank you for adding that. And then, while we're talking about 3D shapes, I want you guys to tell me something. A piece of paper, or a paper, an A4 paper, tell me about it. Is an A4 paper, you know that white paper that you used to draw on? What do you think it is? Do you think it's a 2D shape or a 3D shape? What do you think it is? A piece of paper or an A4 paper? What do you think it is? Is it a 2D or a 3D? Let me engage your thinking there. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I want someone who said, okay, most of you are saying it's 2D, it's 2D, it's 2D. You're saying it's 2D, it's 2D. Tarin, you gave a different answer. Can I unmute you and you tell us why you gave us a different answer? Okay, you know the answer that you gave us, right? Okay, most of you, except for Tarin, said it's a 3D shape. Most of you said, sorry, it's a 2D shape. So except for Tarin, she said it's a 3D shape. So I'll check if Tarin's hands is up, and then maybe she'll explain to us why she says, okay, it's up there. Tarin, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
How are
I love
you?
your voice. I'm fine. You sound small. Your voice sounds like you are short.
But I'm almost as tall as my mom.
Is it? Okay, your
Yes.
voice, okay, you sound like you are short. Okay, all right. So why did you say an A4 paper is a 3D object when everyone said it's a 2D? Of course, you didn't see what everyone said because the answers are private.
Because you can hold it, but you can't hold 2D shapes.
Thank you. You see, simple explanation, because we can hold it and we cannot hold 2D shapes. Thank you so much, Taryn, for answering. And guess what? You are right. I hope everyone is listening. Okay, I have muted Taryn. Thank you for answering. So a paper, guys, because you can hold it. So it has width. Yes, and the width is small. Okay, it's fine. If you say 3D, it's okay. So even if the width is very small or it's less than 1 millimeter, it's still width. So an A4 paper is a 2D shape. Thank you so much, Tarin. And then looking at an example of a 3D object. So we say that a 3D object have to have height, it has to have width, and it has to have length. So we can see here, this is an example. So every shape that you hold, it must have, if it's a 3D, it must have height, it must have width, and it has length. So you just have to recognize those ones. But on a sphere, you're not going to see the length, right? And on a cylinder, you can see the length, but then maybe to be difficult for you to identify the width and the height, but then it is there. So this is how we identify 3D objects with a length, a width, and a height. Okay, moving on. So we can group 3D objects into 3 categories. We can group them into 3 categories. So the first group, it's group A, so we call it group A. So it's objects with curved surfaces only. It's objects with curved surfaces only. And then group B, it's objects with flat and curved surfaces. Objects with flat and curved surfaces. And then group C, it's objects with flat surfaces only. And then now we come to an activity. I know maybe people are getting, okay, I see the charts. Maybe people are getting excited. Okay, Alexis, fresh disorder and death. Okay, I'm lost. Yes, Joda. Okay, so Joda, you were asking that, is it a rectangular prism? Yes, it is a rectangular prism. It is a rectangular prism. Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, Alexis says, maybe if you can tap for me on why you're confused. Where are you lost? Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine, Zainab, it's okay. So on the next activity, I said we have 3 shapes. So we have three groups or 3 categories. The first one is objects with curved surfaces only. Number B, it's objects with flat and curved surfaces. And then number C, it's objects with flat surfaces only. Objects with flat surfaces only. So those are the 3 categories that we have in 3D shapes. And then let's look at the shapes on the next slides and say which group they fall into. So we look at which group they fall into. Number A, so we have a sphere there. I think for us to, okay, let me see how fast we are going to do the unmuting. Okay, so what I'll do with the unmuting, because you guys today you are 35, so what I'll do is if you talk, then I'll lower your hand so that we can give everyone opportunity to talk. So the first one that I'm going to unmute. So this one, this shape, Johan, which group does it fall under? And then I am unmuting you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Johan, how are you?
Fine.
Hello.
So
Fine.
which group? Yes, I'm also fine. Which group does it fall under?
The curved group.
Yes, the only curved, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Johan, for answering. So the sphere falls under the only curved, okay, so it's curved surfaces only. And then the next one, which group does it fall under? Which group does it fall under? Okay, let me just lower your hands. Okay, the next person that I'm unmuting is Zoe. Zoe, which group does it fall under?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Zoe, and happy birthday.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, the cube falls under the flat surface group only.
Yes, flat surface group only. Thank you so much, Zoe, for answering, and you must enjoy your birthday, Michael.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me mute Zoe. And then the next one that we have, okay, flat surfaces only. This one, a pyramid. Under which group does it fall under? Okay, sorry, I just have to. Okay, Mufunwa is Ramu. Ramu, I am unmuting you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ramu, under which group does this shape belong to?
The straight ones.
The flat ones, eh? It belongs under the flat ones. Okay, you are right, Ramu. Thank you for answering. Okay, I'm going to mute. Okay, lower hand. All right, and then the next one. Do we have a next one? Okay, yes, we have the next one. Under which group does this one fall under? And then I am unmuting Zainab. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Zainab?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, under which group does this shape fall under?
Flat surface.
On the flat. Okay, look at the shape properly. What do you see?
Round surfaces.
I didn't get that. Zainab, are you still with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it falls under which one?
Flat surfaces.
Flat surfaces and what? Which side is flat?
The top and the bottom.
The top and the bottom. Okay, which shape do you think is the top? Which 2D shape do you think is the top?
Circle.
A circle. And then a circle, if we're under 2D shapes, a circle falls under which group? Is it, can you say that a shape, a circle under what?
Round.
Under or curved, right? So then what is the answer?
Round surfaces.
Yes, curved and flat, because actually a cylinder is made of 2 circles and a rectangle. So a cylinder falls under curved and flat. Thank you so much, Zainab, for answering. Okay, let me just. Okay, so as Zainab have said, this is flat and curved. Sorry, you didn't see that one. So this is flat and curved. So curved is the 2 circles at the bottom, and then a cylinder is made of a rectangle also. So if we take this rectangle, or if you can get a paper, if you take any paper or a book and then you fold it, you just fold it round, don't make it straight. You fold it round, you are going to get a cylinder. So then it's a rectangle, and then with 2 circles on top. And then the next one, no, it's the last one. Okay, the next one. Let me now read, because my chat is blowing away. Okay, so the next one, yeah, I don't know which one you guys are answering for. The rectangular prism. Okay, the rectangular prism. Let me see which answer will be recent. The rectangular prism. Okay, it falls under which one? Under flat, under curved, or flat, or under just curved. Let me see who I'm going. Okay, Kayla, you're actually the next one. Kayla, you are unmuted.
And it falls under the flat surface.
Yes,
shape.
only the flat surfaces. Okay, thank you, Kayla, for answering. Okay, mute and then lower hand. And then the next one, do you have another next one? Okay, yes. This one, it falls under what? Okay, I want you to look at it properly, because I'm going to ask you some questions relating to this one. Okay, so the next one is Asia. So I'm unmuting you.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Asia, how are you?
I'm fine, and you, ma'am?
I'm also good. Thank you for asking. Okay, so this one, it falls under which group?
The 3D group.
Yes, okay. On the 3D groups, remember we said we have flat, and then we have flat and curved, and then we have only curved. So which one can you say this one falls under?
Huh.
Is it only flat?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So what can you say? It falls under what?
Ma'am, I wasn't here on the earlier
Or you were not
because
here?
yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right. No, it's fine, my dear. Don't feel bad. Okay, just listen to the answer from the next person that I'm going to unmute. Ne? Okay, and then the next one that I'm going to unmute is Joda. You're the next one on the line. Good afternoon, Joda.
Good day, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm also good. Thank you for asking. Okay, the cone, it falls under which group?
It falls under Group B, flat and curved surfaces.
Okay, flat and curved. And then what is the curved part? Which shape is the curved part? If I put a cone, if I have to put it down, it's going to sit on which shape?
A triangle?
Will it sit on a triangle, Joda? If I put it down, if I put it on the floor so that it sits up straight, so which shape will it be sitting on? This border. Okay, I want you to look at, can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay, if I do this on the mouse, right, with the mouse, if I do this with the mouse, what shape will I get? If I just draw, say, a dotted line like that, what shape will I get? A circle, yes. So then it means that it sits on the circle. So the circle is the curved part. And then which one would be the flat part? It will be the, you said it the first time?
The triangle.
Yes, the triangle. So the triangle will be the flat part. Thank you so much, Joda, for answering.
Welcome.
Okay. And then the next one, I think on grouping, this will be the, oh yeah. And then this one, it falls under which one? And also, you see, I'm not saying the names, but I hope you guys are looking at the names and actually either memorizing the names or learning the names if you didn't know them, so that when we start naming them, you are able to name. So looking at this one, okay, the next one that I'm going to unmute is Stewart. Stewart, you are unmuted.
It falls under the only flats category.
Yes, you are right. Yes, it falls under the only flat. So it's only flat. Thank you so much, Stewart, for answering. Okay, and then, so you see, I'm also projecting the answers just in case you are lost. When someone says the answer, I then also project it. So we just don't take the answer that they say, we also project so that you see. Okay, and then we have 3D objects in our environment. So environment is where we guys stay, is where you stay. So your home is your environment. Environment can be around school, it can be around your house, around your neighborhood, and so on. So when you look around you, even now, wherever you are, when you look around you, you're going to see 3D objects. So this next activity, you are going to look at the objects we see every day in our lives. Then you will say the mathematical 3D name. Remember, on this previous activity, we just said if they are flat or curved surfaces. So now, and there were names and we were naming them. So now, what I want is you to say the correct name. So the correct name will be a cube or a triangular prism. It will be a sphere. So that is the correct name that you guys are going to say. So you understand what you have to do on this activity. Okay. So this one, okay, so the first thing that you're going to say before you say the mathematical term, so the mathematical term is the correct name of the 3D shape. You're going to say what you see. So if you're in my class today, you're going to do an activity called, what is it? I see, I think, and I wonder. So I see whatever, I think it is, so you say, I see ma'am, I think, okay, or I see a girl, I think she's a teacher. I wonder, you see, so if we're in actual class, we're going to do that activity. I see, I think, and I wonder. So now you're going to say, I see, when you answer, ma'am, I see, and then I think it's called, then you give me the mathematical term. Am I being clear? So when I unmute you, you say, ma'am, I see, and I think it is a, or I know it is a, right? So let's see our first person to answer. Okay, I'm checking. This, okay, Neo. Okay, Ramo, we can switch off the video, Michael. Neo, you are unmuted.
I see a sphere.
Okay, before you, no, you don't see a sphere. What objects do you see? What is it that you actually see?
I see an orange and also I see earth.
Yes, exactly. Because these, yes, you are right. Because these are objects around our environment. So you see an orange, and then you see earth, and then what do you think it is, or what do you know it is?
I think it is a fruit and earth. I think it is a planet.
Okay, and you know it is, when we come to the mathematical term for the object, you know that you call it a?
Orange and earth.
No, I mean the mathematical term is the first one that you said. So you know it's called a?
Sphere.
Yes, well done. You know it's called a sphere. So you see an orange and you see earth, and then you think or you know that an orange is a fruit and earth is a planet, and you know the mathematical term for these objects is a sphere. Okay, so I wanted you to actually think more. Okay, thank you so much, Neil, for answering.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Okay, bye. Right. So as Neil have said, let me just project the answers. So what do you see? It's an orange, and that is Earth. And the mathematical term or the mathematical 3D name, that is a sphere. So anything that you see in your environment and it resembles this, even your ball, even a golf ball. Okay, you know it's a golf ball. It's a golf ball, but then it is called a sphere. Okay, so we are going to move to the next one. What is it that you see and what is the mathematical term? So what is it that you see and what is the mathematical term? Okay, okay, you guys can actually raise your hands, and then I will unmute you. I'll tell you who I'm unmuting. Okay, so now the next person that I'm going to unmute is Imange is gone. Imange, Imange, I'm unmuting you. You are unmuted.
Ma'am, I think it's a dice and a gift box.
Yes. So you see it. Oh, so you think it's you see a dice and a gift box, and then what do you think is the mathematical term?
A cube.
Yes. So these and a cube. It's a cube and a cube.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Imange, for answering. Okay, so Imange was right. So this is a dice and this is a gift box. So I'll just project that. It's a dice. Present or gift box is fine. And then the mathematical term for these objects, we call them cubes. So in your environment, if you see something like this, you know that we call them cubes. And then let's move on to the next one. Okay, I am unmuting. Okay, some people, okay, if I skip is because you have said something. Okay, I'm unmuting Lirado. Lirado, you are unmuted.
Ma'am, it was for the other one actually.
Okay, it was for the other one. All right. Okay, you guys can actually, you can also lower your hand. Ne? Okay, I'm now unmuting Dane. If you raise your hand, you can lower it again so that I don't see it as a raised hand. What happened to Dane now? Dane? Okay, your hand is up. I'm unmuting you. Dane, you are unmuted.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Dane, how are you?
Fine, thanks, and you?
I'm also good. The first one? What do you see?
Fruit Loops.
Okay, Fruit Loops. Okay, or you can say cereals. Okay, and the next one?
Bread.
Yes. What is it? Is it a loaf of bread or half a bread, or is it a slice of bread?
A loaf of bread, ma'am.
Yes, a loaf of bread. Okay, let me just put those ones. And what is the mathematical term for
Cube.
these?
A cube.
No, try again. A cube, remember we said, you know, a dice. Have you played a dice before?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So a cube looks squarish. It's actually made of squares, but then we don't see squares here. So then what do we call this one? What is the mathematical term for it?
Prism.
A what?
Rectangular prism.
Yes, a rectangular prism. You are right. Thank you so much, Dane, for answering. Okay, so Dane have told us this is a rectangular prism, and indeed it is a rectangular prism. Okay, so grade 4s, don't, if it's a cube, all the faces, but you're going to look at that. A cube, all the faces, oh, it's a die. Okay, thank you, Dylan. It's a die. Oh, thank you, Bramlin, for the compliment. Means a lot. Thank you so much. So thank you for saying Dylan is actually telling me, ma'am, it's not a dice, it's a die. Okay, thank you. It's for a die. Now I know how to pronounce it. Okay, and then don't confuse a die and a rectangular. Okay, so a die is a cube, and all the faces are squares. And then we know that a square has all the sides equal. But if we look at this one, the rectangular prisms, all the sides are not equal. So this is a rectangle, So we're actually going to do the properties of that. We're going to do the properties of that. For now, I just want you to be able to identify them in our environments. And then name of the object. Okay, what do we have? Okay, John Paul, you are unmuted.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, John Paul, how are you?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I see baked beans
What about baked beans? Do you see baked beans?
in tomato sauce.
Or baked beans in tomato sauce? What is carrying those baked beans in tomato sauce? They're inside what? What are they inside? Those baked beans, what are they inside? Yeah, so you are seeing a tin of baked beans. You see a tin of baked beans. And what else? Yes, what else do you see?
I see a toilet paper roll.
Yes, you see a toilet paper roll. And then what is the mathematical term for these 3D objects that are like this?
A cylinder.
Yes, they are called cylinders. Thank you so much, John Paul, for answering. So if you can look at these objects, they are similar. Yes, this one is made of paper and this one is made of tin, but then the shape is similar and we call them cylinders. So this one, you call it a cylinder. And then okay, and this one, oh, this one you know, obviously, obviously this one you're going to know because you guys, you know what you love, right? And you know what you always pester your parents about when you go to the mall. So you'll be like, Mama, I want some, you know, Mus. Okay, I'm going to unmute Daisy. Daisy, you are unmuted. Daisy? Okay, all right. I am going to unmute Jonathan. Jonathan, you are unmuted.
Ma'am, I see. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, I was just greeting you. That's fine.
Ma'am, I see a cone.
You see a cone? Okay.
And I
Okay.
see an ice cream cone again.
Okay, so you see a cone or a traffic cone because we call them cones. You see a traffic cone, and then you also see an ice cream cone. Yes. And then what are the what is the mathematical term for these objects, for objects like these ones? The answers are there. The answers, you actually said them.
A cone.
Yes, so these are called a cone. So the mathematical term is a cone. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for answering. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I think this one will be the, let's see. Oh, I think this one is the last one, or is it the second from the last one? The second from the last. And this one, how did that answer come in? Okay, this one is a giveaway. Okay, so this is a tent, and then we call it, the mathematical term is called a triangular prism. And then tomorrow you're going to see why we call it a triangular prism. And you see why we call these ones the names, why we give them the names. So this one is a triangular prism. If we can see the front of this tent is a triangle, meaning that the front and the back are going to be the same. So if the front is a triangle, then the back is also going to be a triangle, and then we call it a triangular prism. So you learn tomorrow why we call them like that, so that every time you see a 3D object, you know how to call it and you know the proper name. Okay, what about this one? What is this one? What about this one? Okay, let's see the last person that we're going to unmute for today. Mpilwenhle. Mpilwenhle. Okay, Mpilwenhle, you are unmuted. What do you see? Mpilo? Okay, okay, I think we lost Mpilo there. Okay, I'm going to unmute Kayla. Again, sorry, now your names are repeating. So I'm unmuting Kayla, you are unmuted.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Kayla. Second time. What do we see?
Ma'am, I see a prison.
I think I
Prison. A triangular prison.
try again, man. Okay, Bramlin have the answer for me there. Okay, no, it's fine. Let me just unmute Bramlin. Ne? Thank you for trying. Okay, Bramlin, let me look for you. Okay, your hand was actually up. Bramlin, you are unmuted. How come I can't unmute you? Okay, there you go. You are unmuted, Bramlin. How are you? Okay, hi, how are you?
Fine, and you, ma'am?
I'm fine. Okay, I just read your answer.
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. I'm good. So what is that? What do you see? You
It's a
answered.
pyramid.
A pyramid. And where do we find pyramids? In which country do we find pyramids? Do you know perhaps? Bramlin?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Which country do we find pyramids? Where do they originate from? Where did they start? Okay.
In
Alex,
Egypt.
in Egypt, yes. Alexis also told us that actually told me that it's in Egypt, yes. And then so that is a pyramid. And what do we call that shape? What do you call that shape? What is the mathematical term for it? Okay, I think we have lost him there. I don't know whether it's his network. Okay, and the last person that I'm going to unmute. How come I can't mute Bramlin? Okay, so, okay, let's hope. Okay, all right. I don't know why I can't mute Bramlin. If maybe Ewald, you can help me by muting Bramlin. So Bramlin said this is a pyramid, and Alexis told us that a pyramid originates from Egypt. So if you see a pyramid, the first country that you think of is Egyptian pyramid, and then the mathematical term for it, let me see if there's someone who actually said the answer. Okay, it's fine, Kalem. Oh, okay, all right. I don't know why we couldn't meet him, but then we can't hear. It's fine. All right, it's okay. Pyramid, but what kind of a pyramid? It has to have a name, because if you say pyramid, then there is many pyramids, by the way. Okay, Alexis says pyramid, Daisy pyramid, no pyramid. No wonder you're almost there. You're almost there. Okay, let me give you a clue, grade 4s, because come on. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's a square-based pyramid. It's a square-based pyramid. Oh, Zoe, okay, Zoe actually wanted to say square-based pyramid. So why do you say square-based pyramid? Because we see one part. Remember with 3D objects, if you see a face, it means there is another face the other side that you don't see. Did you know that? So if we see this face, it means that there is another face on the opposite that you don't see. And if you see this face, it means there is another face that you don't see always. So if you see one face, there is an opposite face. That is how we count the number of faces. So here we only see 2 faces. This means that there are 4 faces because the 2 are hidden. So because we know that a square has 4 sides. So this one is called a square-based pyramid. It's called a square-based pyramid. If you go and check the faces of a cube that are drawn in a shape, you're only going to see 3. So it doesn't mean that a cube has 3 faces. It means that a cube has 6 faces because you can only see 3. It means 3 are hidden. So if you see 4 faces of a shape, it means it has how many in actual fact? It has 8 because you only see 4 and then the other 4 are hidden. So that is how we do 3D shapes. So you don't say this cube, but the square base pyramid. You're going to do that tomorrow. So you don't say that the square base pyramid has 4 faces. No, we'll do it tomorrow, and then you'll see how many faces it has. Actually, it doesn't even have 4 because it has the base. So we'll talk about the base tomorrow. So this one is a square base pyramid, right? So in summary, what I want you to know today, logging out today, what I want you to know is you have to know that there are different kinds of 3D shapes. And then these 3D shapes can be grouped into 3 categories. And then we have the curved, and then we have the curved and flat, then we have the flat surfaces only. And then we can also identify 3D shapes in our environment. So you can make it a play, man. Yes, when you're at home, you can go to the kitchen and be like, oh, a stove, it's a rectangular prism, you see? Or you can look and say, okay, that drawer, it's a rectangular prism. And then you look at a cup, you're like, mama, that is a cylinder. So that is the only way that you can get to know these 3D shapes. If you do that, you're going to get things right. So when you see something, try to identify it and even ask daddy, okay, this is a ball. I think it's a sphere, because I'm sure your parents, they know 3D shapes. And then when you see a die, thank you, Dylan, a die, then you say, this is a cube. Yes, because it has square faces. And then you're going to familiarize yourself with them. And then tomorrow, or before tomorrow, so for more information, so if you want to see more of these shapes, you can visit www.twinkle.co.za. Then you can find more of the shapes that you can familiarize yourself with. And then tomorrow, we are going to compare and sort out 3D objects. So we're going to compare and see why do we say this is this and that is that. So we look at the faces of how many faces it has. So this brings us to the end. Oh, Jonathan, oh, you didn't see. Dylan said that we don't call it a dice, we call it a die. It's a die, so it's a dice, ne? Okay, yes. I'm just pulling your leg, Dylan. I think it was Dylan or Dane who corrected me. So I love correction because we learn every day. Oh, it's one dice and many die. Oh, okay. So Dylan, Joda is saying a plural, it's a die if it's a plural, and if it's one is die. So I don't know which one is it. I'm not an English teacher, guys, and we learn every day. And as a teacher, I cannot know everything. So I stand to be corrected every day, as you also stand to be corrected every day. Okay, guys, until tomorrow, I'm going to see you. Please be safe and wash your hands and sanitize. Then I'm going to see you. Bye. I will